Hello everybody, I'm the Wasteland Viking, and welcome back to some Call of Cthulhu! So what I've learned last time is that I actually don't need to do a whole intro spiel thing because... because this snippet already tells us what's going on and stuff like that, and Jesus Christ, my camera moves all the time, whether it's me or the camera, I have no idea. But, there we go. It's probably me more than anything else. But, Chapter 6, Hawkins Mansion. Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune, however you want to say it, decided to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. I had just woken up, so my brain doesn't say things right, then there you go. But yeah, I did a bit of research onto the voice of Dr. Colden, and it wasn't the person who I thought it was, but once again, I forgot the name of the voice actress, whatever. But she did the voice of Taylor from Alien Isolation, the other girl on the ship that you were supposed to, that you were on the spacewalk with and things like that. I'm just not going to spoil the game. I've seen it played, but never played it myself. It looks like a lot of fun. I own it. I should play it at some point. But anyway, yeah, she does the voice of that character. So yeah, fun stuff. But anyway, long rant. I might cut that out. Ooh.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
He likes sleeping on couches, doesn't he? I mean, they're like literally like at least a double bed and another bed in the place, so there's no reason why he can't be on a bed. But anyway. Yeah, Marie Colden. So she's a friend of Bradley's. Just seeing if there's anything of import. Probably not, because we've already looked through the place as far as that goes. Probably don't have to worry about it. And also, I'm thinking I'm actually going to try to stay away from the camera more, because I've noticed in editing there have been some points where there weren't exactly volume spikes. I mean, there are, before you edit it down, but as far as certain weird artifact kind of sounds happening and things like that, I am just going to stay away from my mic and project a little bit more, not so much more that I hurt myself.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like shite.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
That doesn't mean that.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Wow, that's not high enough. The last time that I actually played this, in the first bit of character creation, you could actually put some points into occultism or medicine, and I dumped at least, I think, up to 2 ranks into occultism, so, you know, So I was able to actually do that, but
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
the hand animations, gestures are weird. But it was limited to the engine, of course. You see anything else? I guess might be onto a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Well, let's be truthful about it. I think actually let's go with this route. Because I think, well, first playthrough, of course, in my first playthrough, I clicked this one and it kind of put her more into distress. If I remember right. Let's go with
Sanders
this.
started screaming and convulsing.
Convulsing? That doesn't fit with his history.
Then his body got all crooked.
What in God's name? And you were alone with him?
He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the culprit.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here?
Yes, my good
This
friend.
makes
Yes,
no
you have.
sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector.
Yep.
I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
I agree with her. Yeah.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
So this is the part of the story of the game, if you will, where your decisions, especially more decisions to progress the story, actually affects heavily the outcome of the game. These beginning bits are sort of just here, there, just, reasons and things like that to progress the story to get to this point, but here on out it really affects what it says there, destiny. So yeah. Francis Sanders, age 47, art dealer. Francis Sanders knew Sarah Hawkins so well that he accused her of being the cause of his suffering. The man gouged his eyes out with his own hands and smeared the walls of his cell with esoteric symbols. He seemed to be obsessed with a Shambler linked to Sarah Hawkins. He died before my eyes in circumstances that I cannot explain. Then Dr. Fuller. So for those who might recall, Dr. Fuller is the third person in the picture that we gathered from Captain Fitzroy. There was Charles in the center, to his right was Fitzroy, and to the left is Dr. Fuller. But he's at age 52, Riverside senior physician. Dr. Fuller reigns as the undisputed master of the Riverside Institute and of its cellars, in which he carries out illegal experiments on his patients. I don't know what he has done to me, but I shouldn't be back on my feet so soon after my fall when the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion caved in. That's right, he actually had, I'm assuming, was like a broken leg. Unless we were in there for a lot longer than what seemed to be, because obviously with the hallucinogenic gas and things like that, we could have been there for days. It could be, but to the story and how Bradley and Colden kind of have been talking, it only literally seems like it's been only a couple days from the rock fall to now. So who knows? Yeah, this man is dangerous, and I'd swear that he knows more about all this business than he's willing to tell. I mean, obviously, that's how all of this goes. Cellars of the Riverside Institute. Strictly speaking, I didn't spend much time in the hospital. When I woke up, I was immediately transferred into the cellars of the Institute, a sort of clandestine asylum where Dr. Fuller carried out his experiments on patients without being troubled. Unknown machines sit beside anatomical drawings that are disturbing, to say the least. I just managed to escape from this place. I might not have as much luck another time. We got something in our inventory. Knowledge. It's probably the medicine book. So, how many points? We've got 3 points. Alright, let's go with sanity. So we got 2 of these. Yeah, our sanity is shaken. The ordeals you have gone through have left their mark, but you still manage as best you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity? Macabre discovery. Discovery. Searching through the cellars of the Riverside Institute, Pierce entered a room that he first took for a morgue. But the advanced state of decay of the corpses that lay about the place quickly made him realize that he was wrong. Nothing could justify the presence of such a carnal house in a hospital. Carnal? I think that's what it is. The putrid smell and the total absence of respect for human life, as witnessed by this room, profoundly shocked Pierce, costing him some of his sanity. And then the death of Francis Sanders. The weirdness of Francis Sanders' death went far beyond anything Pierce had ever seen. Lifted off his feet by an invisible force, the poor man's body was carried into the air before being thrown violently against the bars of his hiding place. Pierce, powerless, watched the limbs break and Sanders' body crumble to the ground. During long moments of agony, the detective saw nothing that could explain this event. Weakened by his wounds and the operations he could remember undergoing, Pierce begins to question his ability to tell the difference between reality and the nightmares that haunt him. Alright, we've got 3 points here. Wow, not going to be getting this particular ending, I tell you what. We've also got some psychology. We finished this up. Get to 3 on that. It's funny, it's like I bitched and moaned about the fact that your strength and investigation sucks ass. Like, you know, just sucks in general, and you can't do anything even with 4. And I just stopped putting stuff into it, so. It's because there are actually, like, other important things to put into this game. You could go full strength route, you could go just strictly what these are. Obviously, eloquence will take longer because you start at a lower rank than anything else, even these, and it's harder to actually increase as far as how many skills to the next level goes. I think it's 6 every time though, so I think I just didn't put enough stuff into it to begin with, but let's start going into strength again, just to sort of get it rolling, you know, things like that. So, alright. Oh my god, sorry, my DPI is ridiculous, but it's easier for me to play.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Indeed.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Yeah.
Let us go now and learn the
okay.
truth about what's happening on this island.
So yeah, when you tell her about the Shambler, she actually comes over here and like is in shock, pretty much. It's like, oh well, it kind of questions her own reality and stuff like that, and you know, the opening of the third eye, if you will, kind of like think of outside the box sort of idea. And you sit down here and you can talk to her for a little bit longer, but I guess with the answer that I gave her, that's not going to be happening. So I was expecting more of this to happen, but 'tis not going to. Oh yeah, let's leave. Talk to Sanders' widow. Chapter 6, Sanders' residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow: Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
In her voice.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Well, quite frankly, it was because I was also interned there, but her voice sounds like Trudy from Fallout New Vegas. Ooh, professional. You must not feel guilty.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind
I guess
words.
every choice is going to be affecting
Nobody
her
in
destiny
that
at this
hospital
point.
would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
I couldn't help him. Ooh. Hold to test eloquence. I mean, we could. Let's do it.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it.
That's not what
I was
meant.
injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Yes, did he speak of a Shambler by chance?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A Shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery.
Coffee's so
No better
good.
place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
I
It
shall.
is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
So one thing I've noticed about myself playing this game and commentating it and things like that is, or actually just in games in general, sorry, a bit of a personal reflection on what, I do and things like that. I don't know if other, YouTubers feel the same way, or even streamers. Streamers are a bit more, a bit more interactive just because they sort of have to with chat being there and things like that. I mean, I'm the same way. Whenever people are talking in chat, I'm always interactive and things like that. But anyway, as far as a game is concerned, doing it scene by scene, act by act, that kind of idea. I've noticed that earlier in the series, this series in particular, my care for kind of putting my energy into it was lower, because guess what? Not a whole lot was happening. When the game starts getting escalated and into, in my opinion, what makes the game awesome and fun and cool, then that's when my kind of personality and things like that pep up a bit more, and actual interest in this kind of stuff. That's why, like with my other series, card up on top there, Chaos Gate, it's action non-stop. So I'm always actually feeling like, talking and doing stuff and making crack jokes here and there, because that's the type of person I am. So what I noticed is that with this game in particular, especially since the last episode, my sort of attitude has increased as far as, like, not morale, but you know what I mean, like, just, I don't know. My attitude's changed, and because we're starting to get to a point where it's actually really fucking fun and good. Ooh, that actually sounded kind of cool. Anyway.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Yeah, photograph of Sarah Hawkins next to the Sanders. They must be close. Oh, shit. Well, I don't want to do this yet.
Did she really care for him after all?
Letter of refusal. Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, I signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Which, that's an interesting note, quite frankly, is that, yeah, So as far as Dr. Fuller and his experiments and things like that goes, he could have, I mean, he probably actually did sign about a thing, say, yeah, I'm going to be using his body for, you know, science, if you will, kind of idea. But the thing, though, too, is that he might not have, but because of, you know, of the certain day and age and things like that, especially to a woman, he could have just lied and been like, yeah, I signed a paper. What are you going to do about it? You can't see him. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get into this in particular. This cloudy stuff reminds me of Phasmophobia.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Well, they were obviously associates, if anything.
A house of artists.
Indeed. I'm a bit of a musician myself.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Yeah, I'm putting 2 and 2 equals 4 together. The ledger in Sarah Hawkins' office, I guess, in her room office thing, where the sigil was, said that she gave a picture to Francis for free. It's fair to say that the Shambler was that painting.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
And psychologically speaking, this probably tormented her so much that she actually was willing to give it to him for free. At any price, which was, guess what, free, which always has a price in the end as far as these things are concerned. How are you acting? Very specific place.
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Yeah.
She didn't want Sanders to have the painting.
Mm-hmm.
She must have felt devastated.
Yep. And also my guess is that this is like one of her quote-unquote best and more horrific works in general. And I think she understands the weight of what this means and what could have happened to Sanders, maybe, as far as that is concerned. But yeah, Irene Sanders, Mrs. Sanders, she had a very much of a hatred, despise towards Sarah, and especially because of the painting. One, the painting just looks horrifying, but also the fact that Sanders has been obsessed with the painting and also Sarah, not for the reasons that obviously would make, you know, somebody jealous as far as their relationship and their love for each other kind of idea, but just of interest. It's like, but why are you so interested in these things? It's just a painting. It's just a, you know, she's just an artist. You know, like what's the interest? What's the intrigue? Ah! Okay. Let's call Cthulhu being called Cthulhu. Right.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Alright. Dark Water. Irene Sanders, age 41. She doesn't work. Or doesn't have an occupation. Obviously, she probably grew up in, you know, what's the word? I don't know. In luxury, in whatever. You know, terms, and I need a thesaurus next to me just so I figure out words. It's clear that she holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband. But what I don't understand about Irene Sanders is this mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before his horrid death in the cellars of the institute. Clues. Got here the letter, and then at the Sanders. Cross-checking the information given by Francis Sanders and his widow, it is possible to reconstruct the events that led to the internment of Sanders. Everything points to Sanders and Sarah Hawkins being close. Linked at least by the interest the collector showed in the artist's work, but more probably by a certain friendship. Yeah, I mean, like when like an extreme art collector who's interested in so many things, culturally, historically, any of those kinds of things, finds promise and talent in a particular, let's say, artist like Sarah, he just compulsively just goes for it. You know what I mean? As far as, I need your paintings are so fascinating, this, that, and the other. Obviously, if you don't know about the genre, it might go like, well, why? I'm not going to say anything because it'll spoil a lot of things, but for those who know, if you know, that kind of thing. Attested to by the repeated refusals of Sarah Hawkins to sell the painting called The Shambler. Against all expectations, she finally gave it away for free. The feelings still shown by Irene Sanders towards Sarah Hawkins are evidently derived from what she considers to be the artist's responsibility. Sadness struck Sanders a short while after he gained possession of the painting. So yeah, that's sort of the obsession into something, which the obsession becomes your end kind of idea. If you hadn't put those things together, we've only got one thing. Let's increase that. Sure. I wish you could click on validate, but you can't. It's all buttons because, yay, porting to a PC game when it was originally console. Anyway, anything else we can look at? Maybe. That's Irene there. Ah, okay. Strange reflections look weird. I mean, the paintings that he collected looked really cool. I personally like that one. That one with skulls and what looks like tendrils, maybe? I don't know. I like landscape pieces. Those are kind of my favorites. Personally, anyway. What? What? What's going on?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Right, an audio recording that Francis Sanders left for his wife, Irene. I don't know. Little shout out. Hello. Edison gold molded record. Wait. Hold up. Let me do a little bit of research here. Yeah. Alright. So it does look like Lovecraft actually used this company's cylinders to record whatever voice recording he wanted to do for whatever he was working on. Ah, okay. That explains why there was a little bit of, you know, homage to that there. Okay, cool. A little piece of irony as well, if I do say so myself. Yeah, and obviously it's going to be very much of the copy and paste of paintings because you can't hand paint. Well, I mean, you could hand paint all the paintings. Ooh, the ocean. Hello, cat. How are you?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
An ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. Yeah, Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be. Yeah, I guess that is and could be a cult. The Whale of the Cod? The Whale and the Cod, or A Brief History of Darkwater by Erwin Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of the island. Alright. Cool.
I could use one of those.
Guess what? Sleeping pills. Everybody's on them. So we've got like 3, bottles of sleeping pills on us.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Exactly. I mean, I'm still confused about it. Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. Fair enough.
An old diary.
This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. So yeah, he was the founder of Darkwater, I'm assuming. And also the Hawkins Mansion, I believe. What? Was he the owner of that mansion before the Hawkins bought it, I'm assuming? Anyway, in the courtyard, there was the angel statue that had, whether it was blessed by him or whatever, I don't know. But he was referenced there. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. History repeats itself, don't it? Ooh. Key to the Sanders Gallery. Just gonna take a quick look. No? Okay. Actually, I guess there would be like a lock symbol on it if you're able to open it. Mayhaps with a key? I don't know. This game is like, oh yeah, you can unlock that with the symbol on it. Oh, but no, never mind, you can't. Not this time around. Dissertation of an anatomical question. It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. Actually, one of my interests back in high school was human anatomy and physiology. I wanted to be into sports medicine and become like a fitness trainer or, you know, something like that. But yeah. Hello. Let's talk to you.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective.
No, you're just
Try
a
not
brat.
to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
None of your fucking business. I've got to verify the paintings for a buyer. That's not true, though. And my eloquence is not exactly the highest, I don't think, to even make this check pass. Yeah, I'm not here to create problems with you. You're the one causing problems.
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
She's like frickin', Brave, I think her name is, in Skyrim. The bully of the Battleborn boy. It's like tough on the outside, but you know inside she can't do anything. And you, what are you doing here?
And you? What brings you
I'm
to the
investigating, so
Sanders
here you
home?
go.
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Yeah, sounds
Why
like it.
you?
Believe it or not, There aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Fucking Christ, the people you deal with. Anyway. Read the book? I could say yes, but I've already gone that route. And I haven't done much with that route in general, so let's not read the book. I'm trying to not do the easy way out as far as this game is concerned. Hey, hey, hey. Hello. A little bit of Innsmouth shout out here. Cool, cool, cool. I could have sworn they weren't... Oh, I guess it was the angle where it looked like they weren't looking exactly at you, but once you're obviously at the right angle, they're right there. But anyway, copy and pasting of paintings. Pun intended? I don't know. But anyway, this is the same painting, but like closer up of the one that was in the Hawkins mansion. Okay. But yeah, cool cultural pieces here.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Indeed they do. Yeah, it's interesting, the scope at which civilization happened even before Christopher Columbus even did his thing. I think that's what he's meaning by pre-Columbian, is the idea of colonization in the Western Hemisphere. Wow. Honestly, I haven't actually looked at these paintings before. That's fucking terrifying. Oh, hey, look. Now that's weird, if I do say so myself. I'm not looking yet. Don't worry about it. Oh, yeah. I mean, copper, obviously. Probably a Neanderthal. Or Neanderthal, depending on how you want to say it. Oh, shit. I want to see a picture of a night gaunt. That'd be cool. But I haven't seen one yet. As far as Lovecraft's monsters, I wish there was more about the night gaunts. What the hell's that?
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Don't know. Yeah, some like old sculptures in general are fascinating but extremely creepy at the same time. I like that looking dagger. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Stealth moments? Yeah, there you go. Oh, shit. Okay. Sundial, it seems like, with oil in it. That makes sense. I wonder if some of these paintings of the humans in general, like even this one, are inspired from Innsmouth and that whole shadow over Innsmouth and things like that. Oh, that is actually from the light in the candles. Okay. I thought I was...
The public entrance to the gallery.
Indeed. Sorry, I'm doing more exploring than showing off what I'm actually going to be doing, but that's the experience. But yeah, cool stuff.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Yes, he did. Oh, are these night gods? No. Oh, they are. I think they are. The face anyway right there looks like a night gaunt. But I wish there were more games relevant to those guys. That'd be cool. A bar. In a bar. Yeah. Anyway, that's what we're here for. Wait, hold up. No, it's just a devil. Never mind. Or, well... Hello. Alright. I need to prepare myself for... This is more of an intense stealth system to the point where you can mess up real bad if you're not paying attention. Alright.
What the hell was that?
Also, these headphones are better so I can actually hear them. Shit. What? There we go. Fuck. The thing is that it doesn't have eyes, but he's definitely got a good sense of hearing, and I'm guessing smell as well. And I don't know how long you could be in these for either. It doesn't quite say. Shit. I fucking hate this. It feels random, but there is a pattern to it. Please just fuck off and like go into the other part up there. If he does go up, I'm going to exit and head where I need to go. Okay. It thinks that he is very much faster than you are. I can hear him, so I'm just going to hide in here. And the thing is that, yeah, he doesn't have eyes, so you are able to use your light and stuff like that. But just don't worry about it. There's enough light you can actually see pretty good. Either he'll come across. Okay. But if he goes left and I see the things that when you're here, it's hard to hear him. Unless he's right in front of it. But if he goes left, I'll open up, and if I hear him going up left, then I'll go where I need to go. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible so it doesn't freaking get annoying as hell. Yeah, okay, so there is actually a limit to how long you can be in here for. I'm heading back in. He's way too close. He's just so loud. He probably could have been in the other room. But the thing is that once he catches you, you have to start this whole entire thing all over again. He isn't here though. Shit. Please fuck off to the other side. I think he's left. Frickin' get up, please.
Damn.
Yep.
This dagger looks different.
I could have actually ran and up, and he may have not have caught up to me, but who knows? Once he's got a straight line, he probably would have just booked and got me anyway. Oh. I could have gone the other direction. Fuck. Okay, because that did distract him. Okay. Sorry. Okay, he's to my left. Yeah, he's a long way.
What's the matter with you?
I fucking hate that part so much.
You sure
So
you won't be
stressful.
needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Well, yeah. Yeah, obviously I don't have that. No.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
All right. There we go. End of chapter 6. So, yeah. Stressful ending to it, but nonetheless, still fun. But yeah. Dun once again. Yeah, so Shambler is alive this whole time. For those who don't know what a Shambler is, if I read the book, we would have known what it is. But a Shambler, pretty much, it hunts dimension to dimension for, obviously, prey. It's a hunter. And it uses smell, and obviously, as far as, like, emotions go, fear, things like that, even trying to hide. Just the sense of any sort of fear or anything like that. It smells that. It's got good hearing, obviously. Why, when I was sprinting, it didn't hear me. I'm surprised it didn't even bother moving. At least I didn't hear it move anyway. But yeah, so that's what they do. And the painting is used as a portal of sorts, which we would have found out in the book that we read and putting 2 and 2 together. But yeah, so, and also the idea of Francis, the painting drew him to madness, and he didn't want to see it anymore, to the point where literally he gouged out his own eyes, which obviously is excruciatingly painful. From by any means, it's just painful. So yeah, and then also the Shambler, because it was through extra dimensional purposes and things like that, it killed him. We weren't able to see it, but yeah, it just broke his body and killed him. So therefore, it went away because it didn't need to hunt anymore until it's hungry again, obviously. But anyway, once again, hope you enjoyed that. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. It's free and it'll help out the channel a lot. And also, links down in the description to my Patreon. I've made a decision that I'm actually, because of my resources and time and things like that, I am not going to be doing early access. So what it'll be is, I feel bad for that because I want to do that. But as far as my resources and my time and things like that, I am not able to do it. So I'm going to be taking that off as one of the benefits, but it is still just for general support. It's still $3 a month. It's still pretty cheap and things like that. So all of the support has been grateful and will be grateful in the future. And yeah, so I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.